Are all Pentel oil pastels the same? Let's have a look. Okay, so this morning I'm going to talk about the Pentel oil pastels. What we need to know is what are they like, and are they different to each other, and how are they different to each other. Okay, so what I have here is what I believe is the full range of Pentel oil pastels. I've got two the same here. Right, so what we have is we have a standard set which are really quite cheap, and you can usually buy them for under £10. If you're lucky, you might pick them up for a £5. Then we have what they call the XXL. Now that to me does suggest there's an XL, but I've never seen them, and like the standard ones, these have 48 colours. Not sure if they have the two whites, but we'll have a look in a minute. They are the extra large. So I am suggesting, without having looked right now, that these are the same as the standard, only bigger. Then we have the professional quality. Now, to my knowledge, they come in a 24, a 36 and a 50 set. And I believe the colours are the same. We will be able to see very soon. Let's have a look at the standard Pentel. I know we've looked at these before, but it's worth looking at again in comparison to all the others. So what we have, and it's a very used set, you can see, they do get very dirty very quickly. Now, what we have are thin as pencil size, but half the length. Okay, and there's I love the Pentel range of colours. I just wish they were better, if I'm being honest. They are quite hard and they do not layer the best. You may get 3 layers if you're lucky, in the way that I paint, which is fine art, so I fill in the paper and it's not. But I have seen certain people do some very, very, very nice sketchy type oil pastels with these, and you know, they are very impressive. It's not the way I paint, so these are not a lot of use to me, which again takes me back to a thing I said in another video. You have to suit your pastels to your style, and it doesn't matter if they're hard, it doesn't matter if they're soft. In fact, generally a little bit harder is good, but not too hard. Okay, because you will get to be able to do so much more with them. So we will have a look at how these all blend again. So I'm just going to get a bit of paper in here. Let's just choose 2 colours. Right, I have done a picture with these and it wasn't the greatest. I may tag it at the end, we'll see. Okay, so I'm just going to put a light layer on here. Okay, they're very waxy, very hard, but they do feel nice, I have to say. There's just something about the Pentels that I really, really like, albeit I can't score them high, and that's really quite sad. So we're just going to see how these 2 colours blend together. So I'm just going to, you know, they do blend with the oil pastel themselves, which is probably better than using a cotton bud in some cases. You can see they're blending down nice. The problem will come, if you call it a problem, when I start putting extra layers on and extra thickness on. This is where the Pentel oil pastels have their problem. But I mean, you can see if you're only into very light layers or even sketchy type oil pastels, you will get exactly what you want. You know, let's just add another colour to that, just to see. The white will not go over very well. I've got a bit of black on that pastel, it doesn't matter, not for this purpose. So you can see they're really nice as long as you don't go to too many layers, and that's where a problem would come. But on the whole, these are, for me, a great starter pastel. They don't really flake off that much. This is just generally because they're a little bit older and I've used them, so that's just bits and pieces off what I've already used. So let's just try layering up. You can see, look, we're getting another layer on there, which is great. It's just when you start putting other layers on that it will start becoming a bit harder. See, now it's digging into the pastel, and you've got the red showing on top of the green, but the purple is showing, but it's not really doing what it should, but it will show on the green. So it starts digging into the pastel after 2 layers. That is where your messiness and your muddiness will come. So if you're going to use these, look to use them lightly and sparingly and blend them softly. So that's the standard Pentel Oil Pastels. They're hard, you can get a couple of layers, they blend very well with very few layers, and they are very, very cheap and a great starter pastel. So let's now have a look at these XXLs. Are they different? Now the truth is, I don't actually know, because I haven't used them yet. As you can see, they're all wrapped up, so we're going to do a bit of an unboxing by default. I'm going to just unwrap them. There we go. Okay. We'll try, if we can, to use the same colours. Look at this colour range. This colour range is really, really nice. I just wish that they worked better. So that's the colour range. So yeah, these colours, I mean, you've got a nice selection of reds. You don't need many more than that. Going into oranges and yellows. Going into greens, some lovely dark earth tones there. A nice selection of blues, not bad at all. Whites, lovely selection of greys, fruit black. This is a lovely colour, do love this one. Yellow, grey, yeah, I knew that was why. So, and then you go into some more earth tones, beautiful earth tones. Then you go into some fresh portrait tones, that's a beautiful colour too. That is called Orchid Pink. Beautiful, nice names as well. Let's just see what these feel like and what they blend like. So I'll just move them over there. So let's choose this blue again. So they do actually feel softer on first reflection. Oh, I'm quite excited about that. So let's go for the green. I do think the colours might be slightly different as well. That one feels quite hard. Blending on top. Yeah, that green is quite hard. The blue was absolutely beautiful. Let's see what they blend like. I'd say they're probably a little bit softer and blending a little bit better than the standard small size. Now I must admit, I have actually found that when these companies make a small size, I have actually found that most of the smaller sizes are a lot harder and don't blend as well. Now I don't know if that's a normal thing, but that's what my experience has been. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the red on top, like I did before. Okay, the red's going on top, beautiful. That actually feels a little bit softer. I actually think these are better than the smaller ones. So we just softly blend that in. Yeah. And what did I go for? I went for a purple, didn't I? Let's go for a purpley blue, see if that'll go on top. No, that's doing exactly the same as what it did before. It's now started scratching. So I would say these actually feel slightly better quality than the smaller ones. Whether they are or not, I can't really say. They don't feel quite as hard. And that blue was absolutely phenomenal. Let's just try another colour and see what that feels like. Yeah, it's hard to say, but I would say they are slightly softer. That might be just because they're bigger, and you're not going to get many layers again, but they do blend quite nice. Let's have a look at the pilling aspect. I've done these before, the cheaper ones. And that's not too bad actually. Let's try this one. That's much, much better. Oh yes, that's superb in fact. So I'm quite impressed with them bigger ones. But my suggestion is, you would actually benefit from buying the larger XXL ones. So that's my reflection on that. So how much would they be? They'd probably be anything between £13 and £25. Good value, I'd say. And a lovely colour range again. So just one more last look at them. Okay, yeah. My suggestion is go for them rather than the smaller ones. Right, now we're going to have a look at what they call their professional range. I have a box of 36 and I have a brand new box of 50. I'm going to use the 36 for the demo, but show you the 50, because I haven't actually touched these yet. Here's the full set of 50, and again, it's a nice colour range. I'm not sure if again it's the same colours. It's looking very similar though, so that's quite nice. Difference between these is, as you can see, they're square. They're not much different in size to the round ones, but these are square. And they do have a quality that the other Pentel ones don't have. Now, one thing I will mention is smell. A lot of people say that the smaller ones have, the standard ones have this gasoline smell. Well, yes they do. However, mine seems to have lost that now. And these new ones have kind of a waxy smell to them. So they're just generally like an oil pastel, so that's quite good. So that's the 50 set, and I'm just going to put them to one side. Now this is a vintage set, so if you ever see these about in these wrappers, you'll know that these are a lot older. So it might actually be a good idea for me to try both, just in case you end up being able to purchase a vintage set. So this is a set of 36. So we'll just do a blend test. Let's go for blue. Now they feel really hard. Now it could be because they're old, I don't know. We'll test again in a minute. And we're going to go for a green. Oh, these feel really, really hard. Yeah. But what I can tell you, and I do know this for a fact, is they will actually go over the top of other oil pastels quite well. So let's see how they go. They will go over the top of other oil pastels. So let's see how they go over the top of these. Look how they're going over the top. That's actually, for such a hard pastel, I hope you can see that. That's actually quite phenomenal. Look at that. Let's get on with blending this part here. Now it could be that these are older, but they are slightly harder to blend because they're not so creamy. But like I say, creaminess isn't everything. But they are blending really nice. It's just, I need to fill in the paper. Let's put some more on. Put some more on. Let's choose a different green this time. Yeah, they all feel quite hard, but that could be just because of the age. But that's a vintage set, so we will look at the normal set to see what they got. But there is definitely, I think, a quality about the professional ones, even if they are old, that the others haven't got, because there's a lovely blend going on here, and again, we'll go over the top lovely. So that's good, very good in fact. So far, blending wise, I think the XXL are nice. I think the professional are nice, but they feel harder. The cheaper ones, I'm not massively impressed, but they're a good starter pastel. And these ones probably cost in the region, you may be able to pick them up for £45, but generally 65-ish pound. Let's have a look at a newer set, see what they blend like. Ah, see, now that feels a bit soft. That doesn't actually feel too different to all the other Pentel Oil Pastels. But let's put the green into it again. Yeah, they're going on a lot better. Yeah, it's probably just that there's a slight bit of hardness come about them because they're a little bit older. So I'm just going to kind of clean. They seem to be blending in a treat. Yeah, very good. Very nice. On the harder side, but they are giving you a lovely blend. Yeah, they are much better. Much better. You probably have to put a little bit more pastel on to get that to blend even more. Let's do that. You can see that it's looking like they're going to layer well as well. Yeah, oh, much better. But the professional ones are definitely worth having, in my opinion. They are blending together beautiful. Pilling, no pilling. You usually get the pilling when you use your fingers. Let's put that crimson-ish colour over the top again, or the red over the top I should say. That's going over the top beautiful. Blend that down slightly. That's of course if you ever did put your colours on like this. I generally wouldn't. I'd blend colours into colours, not on top of colours. The purple is even going over the top, so you're going to get more layers out of this than you will anything else. Let's try an orange. See, even the orange is going on. So these are harder, but they actually blend together a lot better. So that's actually quite nice. And again, we can blend them out and get whatever effect we want to get. Yeah, blending together very nice. That all said, the standard pastels, cheap, good starter set. Don't expect miracles from them. You'll get 1 or 2 layers, possibly 3 on the right sort of paper. They are hard, they are small, but excellent for a starter. The XXL. They feel softer. They are at least twice the size of the other ones. That includes the professionals. They blend together very well, and you would be paying a moderate price for them, so you know, £20 odd. But I personally would recommend these, especially for starters. The vintage Pentel. These are really hard, but it could be just because they're old. Every single one is quite hard. It might be that once you get into them a bit more, they may soften up. I can't say that for certain because I haven't got that far. But they do blend very well, and they will give you a professional result. And they layer on top of each other, so they're very good. Right, now the professional up-to-date version. Excellent. Actually love them. I think that I'm going to do a really nice picture with these. I have seen a certain artist use these a lot on actual YouTube, and they tend to work on black paper, and that actually gets me quite excited because I think these would work absolutely brilliant on black paper. So they blend, they layer excellent, and it might just be because they're fresher than the vintage ones. I would recommend picking up any single one of these for different reasons. The standard for starters, people who want to have a go, don't want to spend too much money. The moderate set for the XXLs, that is, for people who have gone a little bit further and want a bigger set and want to do a little bit more, definitely go for them. And the vintage, just because they're slightly cheaper than what you would pay for, it's definitely well worth picking up. And the professional set, I got to say, I think I'm going to love them. So when I've done pictures with each of these, I will show you. I may show you the one I've done with the standard, but it was only a very quick, let's have a go with them type picture. It wasn't one of my better pictures, but yeah, that's what the Pentels are all like. And I hope that's given you some food for thought. You can make a wise choice based on what I've told you. So thanks for coming along again. I hope that little review, well, it's more of a guide than a review, if I'm being honest. I would only review them on the back of a proper picture. But I hope that has helped you and guided you towards the pastel that you feel you should choose right now in your art journey. So until next time, whomever, wherever you are, have a great day, great week and a great year. And be kind. Bye for now.